Hello everybody, you're with Tunisia Ali of Butterfly Transformations. Today I'm talking about higher choices, higher being, higher vision, higher ideals. I'm talking about those opportunities in life that present themselves to us on a regular basis that allow us to take our life to the next level of growth, which some people refer to today as upleveling. Whenever we are growing, and we are constantly in flux as human beings, as energy, in order to continue to expand our awareness, because it is possible to grow backwards or to regress. That's still movement. It's just maybe not movement in the right direction. You can look at everything in the universe. The sun does set. The flowers do shrink back. So in a very metaphorical sense, it really is possible to grow backwards. So the kind of growth I'm talking about, though, is forward momentum. And higher choices or opportunities to make higher choices present themselves to us on a regular basis. And oftentimes, the higher choices that we have to make are not always easy. And the reasons why they're not easy is because we have to always be dealing with this subconscious programming. And the subconscious programming is constantly presenting to us things that are familiar to us, things that feel like they're okay. And those things feel okay because they're familiar, but it doesn't make them okay, especially when they conflict with the deeper part of you that goes beneath that superficial feeling, that deeper part of you that's telling you, I don't think this is really a great idea. I think I'm doing this because it's easy, or I think I'm doing this because it happens to be more convenient at this particular time in my life. But in terms of my growth, and in terms of where I'm really headed, and in terms of maybe the growth of all of those that are involved in this decision, I don't really think that this is according to a higher vision. So it's important to realize that when you are breaking with familiarity, when you are breaking with subconscious programming, you will be constantly presented with opportunities that in the past you never thought about because you were mindless, you were heedless, you were not conscious. The more you become conscious, the more you become ever so vigilant, the more you become ever so mindful of your moment-to-moment, day-to-day decisions and opportunities and the things that have taken up residence in your life. And so you become more discerning. I always say discernment is a spiritual gift. It is what makes us wiser, and it is something that we gather as we go about life if we are seeking a better life and a better way according to what feels right inside. And when something feels right inside, you know deep down that it's the right thing to do. You resonate with that decision, and it goes beyond a superficial feeling of convenience and ease. Most often, the higher choice is not the easier choice. The higher choice is not the fun choice. The higher choice usually is the road less traveled. And when we talk about spiritual warfare, as I've mentioned, it's going to be a series of topics within the larger topic of spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare requires higher choice making, higher exposure, higher awareness, a higher ideal, a higher visioning. And this higher visioning is not guided by your ego mind. Your ego mind would love to have you continuously wrapped in the superficial trimmings of what really does not matter. The ego would love to have you continuously stay steeped in those decisions and choices that do not serve your highest good. And why? Because in reality, if you were to make higher choices on a regular basis, you'd have to make them by engaging the right side of your brain, right? I'm dyslexic. And I say that lightly, but I always have to visually do this and kinesthetically to determine, especially with me looking at the camera, what's the right and what's the left. This society programs us to look at life and assess our surroundings and our plight and the things that we have and the blessings and everything else from the left side of our brain, which is the rational, logical side of our brain. That's also the side of our brain that our ego, the image, the false self, the part of us that we present to the people, how we want people to see us, that's the side of the brain that engages that part, or the ego is engaged at that level of ourselves. The right side of our brain is spirit. People call it the creative side, but really creative is what it is if you think of creative in terms of creating things, creating life as you want it, creating and manifesting. It is creative. But to break it down for you so that you don't think I need to be an artist or I'm not engaging the right side of my brain if I'm not painting. No, the right side of your brain represents everything that is creative, and creativity comes from the highest realms of spirit. And so when you engage the right side of your brain, you are engaging spirit. You are listening to your inner guidance. You are listening to the divine guidance that is present around you at all times. That cannot compete. No, nothing else can compete with that. Form and matter cannot compete with spirit. Rationale and logic cannot stand up against spirit. We were given logic, I believe, in the rational part of our minds to help us effectuate the evolutionary desires that come to us via spirit. In other words, we were given this side of our brain and our intuition and these revelations and the reflections that we get when we contemplate life, all of those things that bring us to a better place. We're given that stuff to move us forward at the heart level. But the mind is designed to serve the heart, not the other way around. The heart is not designed to serve the mind. The mind is designed to serve the heart. All of you is designed to serve the heart. And I'm not talking about emotions and feelings. Emotions and feelings, from where I sit, from what I believe, and I don't care what anybody else says, emotions and feelings originate by and large up here in your conscious mind and in the way that you process things, okay, and in the way that your body has experienced certain things. But what happens when you allow your mind to serve your heart in the way that our subconscious serves our conscious mind, which is part of the reason why we spend so much time trying to undo the damage that we've done, because the subconscious mind is doing such a wonderful job of serving what the conscious mind has programmed it for so long that now that we want to change the programming, the subconscious mind is like, wait a second, I've got to serve my master. And so until you become the new master, you're going to continue to recycle the same bull crap in your life. It comes down to understanding that this thing is here to help you make decisions and help you to weigh things and so forth and so on, and to help you to do the logistical activity of your life. But that logistical activity of your life has to be born or birthed from a heart place. When it's birthed from a heart place, you feel good. You resonate with the kind of energy you need to resonate with. It's not always easy. Why? Because we are concerned with what people think, what we look like, if people are going to be satisfied, who will be disappointed with us. We are so preoccupied with all of these things, oftentimes at a level that we are not even aware of. I've got this dot on my forehead, right? I got this dot on my forehead because I want to put it there. I want to put it there. But initially I was concerned about, well, what if it looks funny? And then I had to ask myself, well, what do you mean, what if it looks funny? You like it. You love it. It's not going to look funny. How can it look funny if you like it? And then I continue to ask myself a deeper question and a deeper question and a deeper question. And then I arrived at, it really is about, what if somebody else says something about this dot? How am I going to feel about that? And I had to address that and heal that right away. And I had to tell myself, it's not about what anybody else thinks. And why do I care? Why do you care what anybody else thinks? The longer you care what anybody else thinks, the longer you are separated from your mission. You have a mission, and that mission will continuously be obscured from you as long as you are looking outside of yourself in order to deal with your inside, or as long as you're looking outside of yourself for your solutions. When people look outside of themselves for their solutions, they are displeased with themselves. When people look outside of themselves for their solutions, they cannot make the decisions in their lives that they need in order to move forward. When people look outside of themselves for their decisions, they have self-image problems. They cannot love themselves. Not because they are not perfect and they were not created perfect, but because they are looking outside of themselves for validation instead of referring to the self, the part of you that is the deepest part that resonates with the core of who you really are. So, higher decisions. Ask yourself, what decisions or what decision do I need to make in my life to go to the next level? What area of my life am I failing to be truthful with myself regarding what it is I need to do in order to grow to the next level? What am I hiding from? Where in my life do I need to either make corrections, make atonement, make amends, whatever? What in my life is calling out for change that I need to deal with? You're with Tunisia Ali of Butterfly Transformations. It has been a wonderful, wonderful moment in time. As always, when I speak to my people, it is often very, 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 very wonderful. It is a happy, lovely day. Go out, go forth and multiply. Create your abundance and your bliss, and be ready for all of the miracles that come about as a result of a shift in mindset. Because a shift in mindset is a shift in energy. And when you shift your energy, you shift your world, baby. Join the evolution. Have a beautiful day.